Hey, my friends. I wanted to share something with you today that has been kind of a recurring theme over the last um, 2 weeks, more or less. And it's been in conversations with friends, it's been in conversations with my clients. And the answer that has shown up over the last couple of weeks has been the same. So I thought I'd share a little bit this morning and let you know what I've got on my mind. A lot of it has been around relationships. So some of them are relationships between, spouses, partners, whatever. Some of it has also been around extended family, siblings, and things like that. But the one thing that I've seen is this same theme comes up over and over and over. And it's kind of two-pronged. The first thing that shows up is around our understanding of love. And what I've noticed is that our understanding of love is really very limited. None of us have a PhD in love. And what I've noticed is that, for example, if I came from an abusive home, my experience would be very different from somebody that came from a loving home. And so as I've studied this, I've really learned a lot about different types of love and how we learn love. And the thing that really resonates with me is the Greeks have four words for love, and the kind of the highest level of love is called agape love, and it is unconditional. It's something that is more of a motivation than it is a feeling. The Greeks used it as a motivation. And so unconditional love to me means total acceptance, and it means understanding. So what that means to me is that I love you because of who I am, not because of who you are. And growing up, most of us were shown conditional love. Most of us were shown the love that our family and our parents learned. So it's an imperfect love. And when we learn that love is acceptance, then we get to choose to love other people because of who we are. And that doesn't matter how they show up. And so it's a very freeing, very empowering thing. The second part of that has to do with non-attachment. When I first studied non-attachment, um, I thought it was mainly around material things, but one of the biggest things that shows up is we are attached to expectations. And what happens is when we attach to an expectation, especially with a partner or a spouse, we expect them to be a certain way. And then when they don't show up that way, then we get frustrated. And Byron Katie has a very, very powerful tool. And she talks about my business, other people's business, and God's business. And what I've learned is that if we truly love somebody and accept them for who they are, then we get to drop our expectations of how we think they should show up. We have no right to create an expectation around how another person should show up. And so it becomes really powerful for us when we just accept them as they are. Buddha said that attachment was the root of all suffering. And, if we think about it, we're kind of funny little humans, right? We create this expectation in our mind of how somebody else should be. And most of the time, it's because we think that's how we should be, or it's something that's in alignment with us. But we don't have that right? I don't want anyone to tell me how I should show up. And so it's fun to be able to let those expectations go. I was talking to a friend of mine 2 days ago, and he was talking about how his partner just let him be how he was, and he got frustrated. He felt like his partner didn't love him, but really what it was is he was accepting him how he was. And a lot of times, if we choose to create an expectation around somebody, then we become manipulative. We act in ways that are not natural. So, so these are just a couple things that showed up for me. Like I say, over the last 2 weeks, over and over and over, I've seen people talking about their frustrations with relationships. And one, that we don't understand what love is. When we truly understand that agape love is unconditional and that we love others because of who we are, then it doesn't matter how they show up. We get to love them and assume that they are doing their best based on their life experiences and based on their past. And then the second thing is when we let go of the expectation of how somebody else chooses to show up. It's not our business when they choose to show up, how they show up. Now, the exception to that would be, anything around abuse or whatever, where we get to create a boundary for ourselves. And again, that would be showing self-love from the standpoint of creating a boundary. But more than that, accept people how they show up, right? They don't have to, they were not created to meet your expectations. They are there to do their best. So anyhow, that's been on my mind. Like I say, I've had probably a dozen conversations and coaching clients, and the same thing has come up over and over and over. And so just wanted to share that with you today. I hope it serves. Like always, I could be wrong, but I know that this works for me. It's working for my clients. And so I just wanted to share that. So thanks. Have a great day. See ya.